Travel along, Catholic pilgrims, as we learn from St. Augustine, Doctor of the Church, while we read his book, Confessions. Hello, Catholic pilgrims, and welcome. Today we are reading from Book 1, Chapter 17, and a quick note on Juno before we begin, as she will be referenced in our reading today. And taking from the internet, quote, Juno was a hostile goddess and Aeneas's primary antagonist, driven by her long-standing hatred for the Trojans and her favoritism toward Carthage. She tries to prevent Aeneas from founding the city of Rome, which she knows will eventually destroy her beloved Carthage, unquote. So hopefully that will put today's reading in context. Let's go ahead and open our books to page 37. Let me tell you, my God, how I squandered the brains you gave me on foolish delusions. I was set a task which troubled me greatly, for if I were successful, I might win some praise. If not, I was afraid of disgrace or a beating. I had to recite the speech of Juno, who was pained and angry because she could not prevent Aeneas from sailing to Italy. I had been told that Juno had never really spoken the words, but we were compelled to make believe and follow the flight of the poet's fancy by repeating in prose what he had said in verse. The contest was to be won by the boy who found the best words to suit the meaning and best expressed feelings of sorrow and anger appropriate to the majesty of the character he impersonated. What did all this matter to me, my God, my true life? Why did my resuscitation win more praise than those of the many other boys in my class? Surely it was all so much smoke without fire. Was there no other subject on which I might have sharpened my wits and my tongue? I might have used them, O Lord, to praise you in the words of your scriptures, which could have been a prop to support my heart, as if it were a young vine, so that it would not have produced this crop of worthless fruit, fit only for the birds to peck at. For offerings can be made to those birds of prey, the fallen angels, in more ways than one. As we've been reading through this section on St. Augustine's boyhood, you may have found yourself thinking, boy, he is hard on himself now. Can't even enjoy any kind of popular play, poem, or reading. I've even been tempted to think that. But I think we have to look deeper into why St. Augustine is mentioning these things. Why did he even write these things down? And I think he is trying to show us just how worldly he was and how he was formed by worldly entertainment instead of more substantial things. Now, this isn't to say that any frivolous entertainment is evil or wrong. It can be, but not all is inherently evil. What is striking about frivolous entertainment is how easy it can capture us. For example, through all my growing up years, I never once watched soap operas. Nobody in my family watched them, and I wasn't really acquainted with them. But my freshman year in college, nearly all the girls on my floor were into Days of Our Lives. They'd sit in somebody's room and watch the hour-long show. Many times they would watch in my room as my roommate loved the show. So I would be in the room, and I was surprised how quickly I got sucked into watching it, even though I didn't really enjoy it. And soon I found myself waiting for the next show at the ending cliffhanger. But it was pointless, utterly frivolous entertainment. Now, I'm not knocking you if you watch soap operas, but I think you would have to agree that it is kind of mindless entertainment. It doesn't add anything to our lives. It isn't really teaching any deep morals. You're not learning anything profound. But it can easily monopolize our minds and time. And how many of us are super eager to sit for an hour and read the Bible in the same captivating way we watch frivolous entertainment? Not many of us, I'm willing to bet. So I think what we can learn from St. Augustine is that we need to give more of our time to subjects that are fruitful, profound, praiseworthy, and engaging than we do to frivolous entertainment that has no real value. And this isn't to say that we have to sit around only reading religious material or watching religious material, but it is to say that we need to be careful about what is forming our character in our mind. So we will stop here for today, Catholic Pilgrims. I will see you back here soon, and until then, live the faith boldly and travel well.